Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boiler Room Sessions. This is number 3, April 29. And thank you for coming in and take your time to make yourself comfortable, to get the good headphones, the good Wi-Fi. 29. And thank you for coming in and take your time to. So, my name is Iris van Peppen and my co-host.
Hi, my name is Laisvie Andrea Ochoa. Very welcome to our third session. We're very happy to continue with this project. We have more amazing and creative artists today. So take a moment. We are going to wait just a couple of more minutes to start.
Yes, because maybe some people are checking in a little late or have a problem with their internet. So we give people some time, just like in a theater when audience is dropping in gradually before the lights dim. Same here, so make yourself comfortable. We have a chat, and Laisvie and I, we love the chat because it makes us feel connected with you guys, so that we know we're not alone and that you're ready for tonight. So please drop your hi or your comment in the chat on the right side of your screen. You need to have a Google account to log in. I think it's basically simple. So see if you can do that. So talk about the Boiler Room Sessions. What is the Boiler Room Sessions? For the people that are new, maybe you haven't seen the work of us of this YouTube channel before. So the Boiler Room Sessions is a performance. We show work that is live, and it's dynamic performance art, and it is experimental. We encourage experimental work, and we host artists that are young, but also established artists. So we have a wide range of artists, more like 3 per evening. All over the world. Oh, it's such a nice way to connect in this way than in a physical space. So maybe we have, do we have already some chats, Laisvie?
Yeah, I can see that people are joining. So far, we have like 10 people. So hello to you. This is Boiler Room Session 3, number 3. Today is the International Day of Dance.
Yay!
Edith is going to dance today. That's really wonderful. We will let you know the whole lineup in a moment. But I just want to say that it's a great coincidence that you are doing this today. How do you feel about that, Edith?
I feel such a responsibility resting on my shoulders. No, I hope I can stay calm with this hosting and then performing. I hope I can stay calm and enjoy the performance. So, but I'm happy to be able to perform on International Dance Day. That's for sure. That's for sure.
That's really good. And we also have musicians today, right? We are going to have a mixed program with dance and music, always experimental work, artists that are super creative and that are challenging boundaries in art and that are also very sensitive. So maybe we can start talking a little bit about who is going to perform tonight.
Yes. Well, first I would like to say that that you and I, Laisvie and I, we started the Boiler Room Sessions because in this time of confinement, everybody isolated in their homes, different situations in different countries, we really miss the live moment of sharing time together through a live performance work. So this is why we set up this frame. And I'm very happy to do it. I really look forward to every Wednesday to do this, also to have that moment of sharing of intimacy and imagination, even through this screen. So I hope you enjoy that too. So the lineup of tonight, we have 3 artists, and the first artist of tonight is Johannes Karst, and I'm very happy he will be performing. Johannes is a German artist doing his he's a student at the Bachelor of Conservatory of Utrecht, and he is such an amazing artist, cello player, but more than a cello player. And second, it's me, and I'm a choreographer and a dancer. And I'm a little bit nervous because it's my first real dance and performance in so many weeks. And then we will finish with Ben Brown from Vancouver, Canada. And he is a drummer, percussionist, and performer. And he will finish the evening with some groove, I guess.
Nice. So we have music, dance, and music again. It's a really nice combination to celebrate the International Day of Dance and also to celebrate live art, because we are missing that and we really wanted to find a new stage. And now we have this digital stage and we are all learning how to be here, how to interact. So please use the chat that you can find on the right hand. It's really lovely to know that you are here with us, that we are not alone, because that's why we do this.
Yes, please send us a message because we need to know that you're there. We don't need a large group. It's always nice to have a large group, but it's so nice to be with people and to know that you're there and that you wait for this work to come for you tonight. So drop us a little line so we know you're there. Shall I say something about the first artist, Laisvie?
Yeah, that will be great.
So the first artist is going to be Johannes Karst. And I know Johannes because he's a student of the Department of Music and Performance Artists. It's a department at the Conservatory Utrecht. It's such a great department. Their main curriculum is improvisation, and the mindset of the work is so spot on. So all the artists are so integrating so many disciplines in their work in a very autonomous way. So also Johannes Karst, he's a cello player, but he's more than a cello player. He's moving through disciplines and through worlds. He has a very big imagination. That's how I know him. And he says himself that he likes to create different worlds of sound, world of imagination, the performative world. And in the field of music, he's very much fascinated and all the possibilities of sound, he just told us. Now, tonight he's going to perform approximately a 15-minute piece, and there are two pieces, one longer piece and one short piece, and it's a music composition that he made. And tonight he's performing on cello and voice. So that's what we're going to see tonight. So I'm very much looking forward to see him perform. And well, I would like to say enjoy this performance.
Yeah, good luck. Now we can start officially the Boiler Room session number 3.
Ekata Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this boiler room session. That was just a piece of mine that I wrote. Where I was kind of I put a limit to myself by saying there's one fingering, and seeing what the possibilities are on the side of the cello. Very interesting to see, even if you do the same thing again and again, that there's so much possibilities to change the sound and also to change the actual notes you're hearing through harmonies. And with my voice, there's very much looking for ways to kind of using vocals and consonants in a free way and in an expressive way, and in just experimenting with the different limiting myself to certain vocals and how it has an effect on and in a combination of the cello. And now I'm gonna play a second piece of mine. It's with words this time that we understand, so in a common language, and it's a bit shorter. Hope you enjoy. jam, and it climbs and it finds and it sees if it can. I see a raindrop fall in the hands of a child, and it looks and it smells and then it smiles, and it says to it, "Look, you've made my hand wet. Look, you've made my skin wet. Look, you've found a new place, and now you're gone, and now it is gone." I see a raindrop falling between two lips, and it makes the kiss wet, and it smiles. I see a raindrop fall on a pile of leaves, and they quiver and they shiver, and it makes them sneeze, and then they stop. I see a raindrop falling on a rainbow. 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 I see a rainbow falling on a raindrop. I see a raindrop falling on a rainbow. I see a rainbow falling on the raindrop. I see a raindrop falling on the rainbow. I see a raindrop falling on the rainbow. I see a raindrop falling on a rainbow. I see a raindrop falling on a rainbow. I see a raindrop falling on a rainbow, and it makes the colors to the skin, and it adds 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 the colors to the skin. I see a raindrop falling on a rainbow. 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 I see a rainbow falling on a raindrop. I
Cuidado.
Wow. On behalf of all the audience for this first performance. Yes.
In
I'm
a
so
blanket fort, in a blanket fort, he was.
Yes, I'm so curious if we have any response on the chat. I'm so curious what you thought of this first performance. Please let us know.
We do have some comments. I will share
Yeah.
some now, and then we can come back to them later with Johannes.
Yeah. So also in general, please stay with us after the three performances because all the artists will come back, and it's also a nice moment, like in you know, like after performance in the foyer, you can have a little chat with the artists. So please hang with us. So what kind of comments do we have?
Yeah, I think people were wondering where he was, if he had a flag behind him, you know, with his blankets. They were wondering this, and then Jos is saying, I hear an interesting mix of minimal music and Dada poetry. Well done. We also have Johannes. My God, this is amazing. Much love from Jerry. We also have, hello everyone, Toy Toy, love the rainbows. We have some people watching. She says, oh, I'm watching in Vancouver while my mother watches it in Cape Town. Thank you for these Wednesdays mornings.
Ah, fantastic. Wow. Wow. It's nice. I'm a little bit quiet after this performance. I'm sorry. I'm not the best host to talk about. But yeah, he brought us into different worlds of our own imagination. At least, yeah, I don't know, for me. Are we going to the next?
Yes, I think we can prepare for your performance now.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself.
I do. Yeah. So I'd like to share a bit of my research. So at the moment I'm researching, I'm doing a new research. It's very small at this moment, very premature, but I'm very much interested in the movement quality of dance pioneer Trisha Brown. She was one of the pioneers of postmodernism, so in the 60s, but especially the way that she moves is very much intriguing me. And I'm researching this quality through the system of the bones. So I do a lot of research on the bones at the moment. And I'm not aiming for being a Trisha Brown because I'm absolutely unfit for that. I'm not also interested in copying the same movements, so I probably don't look at her at all. But by going through the system of the bones, I meet a Trisha in me, let's say, and it has to do what fascinates me a lot about the musicality. So in my work, I'm very much interested in the musicality of the movement, not so much the drama or the theater of it, but really like the music is an instrument. The body is an instrument, and we can play with the body as an instrument. So that is my research at the moment. So I'm going to prepare.
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Yes, please
Okay.
do.
All right.
Okay, so Edith is now in her studio. She's preparing for the performance now. And in that studio, she also offers classes, very interesting classes. I think many of you have been there. If you haven't, well, you can ask her to know more about it. She also is a choreographer, and she is going to have her premiere in November. Is her last piece called Fragments of Sky. It's beautiful. I really recommend it. And yeah, it looks like she's super ready now. So I leave you with Iris van Peppen. Thank you so much, Iris. I also applaud for the audience and for me. That was lovely to see you dance in your studio with that reflection. Very, very special. Very nice. Yeah, we are going to have a little moment to chat with Iris at the end, but I already see some comments like Leonard saying, melting in your own reflection. That sounds really, really lovely. I'm also feeling, I also feel the movement now in my body. So now we go to our next artist who is getting ready.
Hello.
Is Benjamin Brown.
I'm back.
Hi, Iris. We are going to go to our next artist, who is Benjamin Brown. He's getting ready. He is in Vancouver, and he has been for the last 6 months traveling in Europe, in South Africa, in New York, collaborating with other artists. He's a drummer, but he's also a performer, and he is now back home and he's reuniting with his drum set there. So he is going to share that very intimate and beautiful moment with us now. Now in Vancouver is the day, so we are playing with these different times now. And here it is, Benjamin. So I leave you to it. Good luck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So nice.
That was Ben. I was dancing in my. I was having an after party in where here in my dressing room. All right.
Really
Wow.
nice.
Yay. 3 performances of tonight. Yoo-hoo. I'm very happy. There is Ben. And I'm sure in a moment, Johannes will also join us. So I'm super curious what you thought about the performances. And please share your comments, your applause, your questions, your worries, anything you want to share with us. We're happy to answer them and bring them in.
We have actually loads of comments. Bravo to all of you. Really nice. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go in the order. Is that all right? So we can start with Johannes. I can read a little bit
Yeah, sure.
questions and the comments that people have from you. I see a lot of claps in the chat right now and hearts and happy faces. So that's really great. I'm going to scroll up to see your. I remember that someone was wondering a little bit about your fort, what you created, and if you had a flag, a German flag behind you, or is just something that we see?
No, it's not a German flag. I mean, I guess there's the red and a bit of a yellow. Oh yeah, and then there's the black. I get where it's coming from. No, it's my own little fortress. I built myself. It goes. It's out of sheets. I made them out of sheets. Um, and it's actually funny because I made this whole room out of a tent basically in a whole room because I'm living right now in a apartment, a seven shared apartment for 7 people actually, but only 2 people are living right now. So I have a free room, a couple of free rooms, and I made myself my own little world in here. So yeah.
It's also a bit of your sound studio, right? Or your performance studio. Because I remember another performance you did a live stream. You also did it in this tent, so it's a little bit of your space.
Right. Yes. That's why I built it. I like it because also through creating the screen, I can really choose and create a world because you can only see a certain thing. So it really makes you, yeah, I can limit the space you see, and I like that, and creating a more of a surreal surrounding. Yeah.
Nice. We have one comment that I wanted to share with you. Well, Johannes, my God, it's amazing. Much love, Jerry. But also saying, I hear an interesting mix of minimal music and Dada poetry. Well done.
Thank you.
Is it something that you work with minimal music in your work? Is something that you are interested in or that is specific for your work?
Yes, it's an element that does come up again in my compositions. I'm quite fascinated, generally about repetition, actually, in different kind of media. I feel there's something incredibly strong about repeating something, and but also so interesting because you can repeat something and repeat it though a bit differently every time, and it's just one thing, but it stays interesting. So I'm really fascinated with that, and also kind of it creates continuity, a flow, and I really like falling into these patterns, and I like especially combining with minimal music rhythmic patterns and overlaying them and odd patterns and making these interesting, like you listen to them over and over again, you still don't understand them. It's quite fascinating. Yeah.
And do you also use this minimalism as a way to create a state of mind, like this meditative state of mind, the ritual, something that it helps you to transform a state of mind?
Mm, I've never actually thought of that in that way. No.
Okay.
It's come in my compositions, and then I like the effect that comes through it because it also gets like you really can fall into this also kind of trance. But it's interesting thought actually. If I can also put it into for example, movement or other meditative or conscious areas, I do. It would be interesting. Yes.
Mm.
Nice, great, thank you. So it is, you also have a lot of comments. People were very happy to see you move, to see you dance, to see your studio again.
So we have students
Yeah,
watching. I'm so happy you watched tonight. I'm so happy because I miss you all so much, all my students. I miss you a lot. And when I'm here, I feel a little bit more connected to the work we have been doing for the since September and all the work. And I choose again the bones. You will recognize so much of the work. So yeah, you're a little bit with me in the work. So
yeah, actually you have a comment about the bones. Is Manuela saying beautiful it is, my bones were dancing too.
Manuela, thank you so much.
Yes, so nice.
Lovely.
Also, we have very nice, mysterious atmosphere with the light and the ground movements. Lovely. We have from Tierra Flamenca, beautiful. Also, love how you made the camera part of the choreography. That added so much to the piece. Also, beautiful performance it is. So enjoy watch you dance. I saw nature it is, and I felt nature opening up in me. Thank you for giving yourself to us. And maybe something that you can comment on. It says, it is, this is so resonating, and what a great shift of scenery and light within the honesty of the possibilities. That's Jerry. So this word resonance, I also connected to what you did today. I don't know if you have something that pops up in your mind.
Yeah, actually I do. So if we work with the bones, there's a lot of echo in the bones. So if you talk about resonance, there you go. Just I feel like if I do this first part, I feel a little bit like Ben. I don't know if Ben felt connected with me, but I felt like a percussionist. So there is a lot of rhythm and musicality in the movement and the gravity, and a listening of the musicality and all the pathways. So it's all about echo and resonance. So yeah.
Yeah, and I also was sharing with you a little bit your research about Trisha Brown that we
we
got
did.
together, and we were trying to learn some choreography. So I was,
Water motor. I just wanted we were looking into water motor. So for people interested, Google water motor of Trisha Brown.
yeah, and I see that today you had a different approach, that it was not so much about learning some specific movements, but you got more the energy, right?
No, I think I would say that in my introduction talk, I said that like through the bones to meet Trisha. So that is like one way, and the other way is also to go like just learn the steps and what the steps would how that would inform me. But as you know, because we spent one day about with how many seconds, uh, that's for another moment. Not now.
I still know it by heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure because it's so it takes another so that it's also an angle of just learning the steps, although I have no idea what to do with it, but also to be informed about the material through the form of it, the steps, and through the system, and use all the different informations to come later into a composition of a piece. Yeah.
Very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now, Benjamin, you also have
Hi.
loads of fans in Vancouver, in South Africa, and in Europe. So that's great. Thanks for bringing such an international audience tonight. So we have a question for you. Thoughts on mirroring?
Can it be more specific?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Are they still there?
That's
interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe we can ask Cheekbone Lover, what do you mean about thoughts on mirroring? Then it says refreshing drum sound with full body involved. And thank you again. So yeah, I also saw you super engaged with your whole body. Is that the way you always relate to your drum set?
Yeah, it's I try to do like a full contact drumming. So yeah, full body. But this was, I mean, I've never done this. I've never live streamed myself touching my drums literally for the first time after not seeing them in a long time. So it's very emotional for me. Like it was I've never done that. It's very amazing to be with them again. And there's a lot of things that only these drums have. I mean, I have played drums like in Europe and Berlin. I had a drum kit that I was playing quite often in Berlin. But it's not the same, as any musician knows, it's not the same as your instrument. So we found a lot of things together. And so, yeah, part of that was this full body thing. This is something I do with my drums. And there's certain things that it evokes in me. So that's part of it.
Beautiful. We do have one more question. Jost is wondering, who is your favorite drummer percussionist?
That's a hard question, like just to pick one. But I've been doing this silly top 10 album thing that's on Facebook, and it's reminded me of how much I love Amy Farina. And Amy Farina is a beautiful drummer in Washington, D.C., who plays in a lot of punk bands. And actually, the majority of my albums are punk or punk-inspired music. So I guess that is the energy of that music has really influenced me, is what I'm learning from this exercise of the top 10 albums. But I'm not. I mean, for music, for me, I'm not a drummer's drummer. I mean, I like drums, but I like musicians in general.
I like musicians too.
Yeah.
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 And you collaborated, right? It is and Benjamin?
Yeah. Did you already say that? Because I was gone for a moment, so I don't know. So yeah, Ben and I, we know each other for quite a long time now. 7 years, Ben? I think so, right?
Yeah.
And we work together a bit, not as intensely as we want to, at least as I want to. We're working towards that slowly. But my newest work will premiere in November. I don't know if you mentioned that, Fragments of Sky. Did you? Oh, you did. Okay. So and we have 8 performers, and we share a role of the drummer performer, which is Ben also, and also Quartus Flak from the Conservatoire Utrecht, musician tribunal. Yeah. So depending on where he is in Europe or in Vancouver, who takes the role, they're both fantastic performers. But it's great to work with musicians that are performers, so they know how to compose not only the instrument, but they can compose in space, just as Johannes. Next time when you see him perform, maybe he will also move. But you can already see when Johannes is taking, he's making his music, and he takes his how do you say that in English? His
bow.
Bow.
The bow.
Thank you. The bow. And so it is a very embodied way of playing an instrument, like with all of you, also with Johannes and with Ben. And that is very interesting to see, I find.
Yeah, so
can I say one thing about the mirror idea? I can say one thing about that. The idea of mirroring is really interesting. The only thing I can think of right now is that I have worked a lot on this exercise that deals with mirroring. I mean, drums in general is about like balancing your left side and your right side, and your 4-way independence of all the 4 limbs. But there is one exercise that I learned in Amsterdam, and Michael Vatcher is a great drummer in Amsterdam, who is a very big advocate of George Marsh's inner drumming. So if you want to Google George Marsh, and then the name of the pedagogy is inner drumming. And this is all about, it's part of it is about mirroring and balancing both sides and all 4 limbs. So I have been thinking a lot about that, and some of that did come through in my drumming, which is kind of balancing all the limbs.
Yeah, well,
on the drum kit.
Cheekbone Lover says that actually that question was for Johannes, because Johannes was talking about repeating, but it's lovely that it also resonated with you. So yeah, I don't know if you want to say something about that, Johannes.
Yeah, I was thinking. It still seems a bit abstract for me to grasp in what context it is really meant, because there's when I think of mirroring, there's of course like the compositional aspect of mirroring, a certain phrase mirroring and turning it around. If I think about that, it is actually interesting. Yes, for example, of my piece, it was just one figure, and quite an interesting way to have also continued this composition is to take the same figure but mirror it, for example. So you don't immediately recognize actually, because sometimes it's the same material, but it can be so different sometimes that it takes a while to grasp it. So it is an interesting way. I don't actually, I haven't actively used it much this time. But I just want to say I really also agree with it's funny. I'm looking now to the other part of the screen, to Ben's also this balancing of the sides of the body, which is I find super also very interesting. Well, because I'm also very much focusing on being aware of my movements while playing, and there it's really important to really be aware of what am I doing and how am I moving in a way. Yeah.
Great, thank you all. Maybe we can talk now a little bit about next week now.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Mhm.
Is that
Yeah.
acceptable? That's cool.
Yes,
I
it
just-
is.
I just wanted to check with Iris about this moment. I found it was all beautiful. I'd love to talk to you about it more after, but my one question I wanted to share was this moment when you focused on the outside, the trees, we're looking outside the window, and you make this amazing journey across our camera from left to right. You start to go across the screen. I'm wondering, like, in that moment, what you're thinking of when it's kind of like this view of the outside and your trajectory, this amazing journey you take us through. I found that really, really, really powerful.
Okay, well, that's not
It's a very open question.
Yes, not so simple. I'm not so sure if audience is interested in that talk, but well, let's say that I don't know how to say. So, okay, in short, if I look at the system of the bone, it consists of 3 layers, and in the first part, I focus more on the first and second layer, so more compact bone and the musicality and the connectivity through the periosteum. For those that want to know the detail, I'm geek. And so more like the musicality, it has a certain clean, it's very clean, at least that's what I try and aim for, like this clean, articulate movement, very stripped off, very musical. And then in the last, I flip into the marrow, which is our life force. It is full of imagination, and it goes like, whoa. We can time travel, we can go anywhere with. So I open a whole other system in my body, and with the change of the view and change of the layer, I mean, I drastically change all level, side of the camera, and also where I tap in from where I move. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So Boiler Room session 3 was tonight. I'm happy we are in such good company. And next week we have again very nice company. And next week we will have Elsa van der Linden, who is a saxophone player, and she's such a motor in Utrecht for improvised music with a whole community of musicians. So really nice to see her live. Then we have Mark Nukop, and Mark Nukop, he is a performer, dancer, musician, and he is so many things. So I'm very curious what he will be performing next week. And big surprise, we have Laisvie next week. Can you please say something about, because you have a colleague with you?
Yeah, I'm very happy because I'm going to show this work that I have been developing with my colleague Diana Leon. She is in Bogota. We are both part of Concuerpos, Inclusive Dance Company, my company back there. And since 1 year, we have been working with Zoom, with telematic dance, because I'm here, they are there, and I wanted to dance with them. So now is the perfect time to show our research and to show how we have been using this platform in an artistic way, using the feature that it offers, like the different features that it has for artistic purposes. So also in a way, I'm doing this research, right, about new technology and how to use it when we are apart. These boiler room sessions fit into that kind of research, and I'm very happy to show you guys what we have been doing. We started working only inside the bathrooms because that was the research with Concuerpos, but since this is a bit open now, we extended to the whole house. So it's called Inseparable, because we are inseparable, and I'm very happy to show you what we have done.
Wow, I look so much forward to see your work, Laisvie. I cannot wait. So next week, 8 o'clock, go to the YouTube channel, sign up, Boiler Room Sessions, bring your friends, and we have an online community of experimental performance art. Looking forward to see you then next week. We say bye.
Yes. Wait, sorry.
Next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.